Hello, this tutorial is going to look at how to utilize your university email account that ends in @stu.bakeru.edu. There's some features within your email account that will allow you to work and collaborate on assignments or activities together, as well as kind of manage and coordinate schedules. And it's all kind of done through the cloud. It's a cloud computing feature. So the best way, or one of the ways to access your email account, is to go to the website www.bakeru.edu, and then you'll scroll down to the bottom of the page, and in the center you'll click on email. Here you want to go under students, and you're going to go to the graduate and working adult campuses with the email ending with @stu.bakeru.edu. Go ahead and click on that link, and this will drop you into your login page. This is where you want to provide your email password and username. And sign in. Now what's happened here is it's dropped directly into my inbox. It's possible that you drop in and you're not directly in your inbox, you're on a login screen. Not a login screen, but kind of a welcoming screen. If that were to happen to you, you would just need to go and find mail in the middle of the page or find inbox by clicking on that and then drop into your email. I'm just going to work from this screen in particular to kind of navigate throughout, just to give you an idea. But really anywhere you see mail and office, you'll be able to get to these functions or this functionality. So from in here, if you click under Office, we're going to go to, you'll notice there's a couple options, but the one I want to show you first is the new Word document, meaning Microsoft Word. So if we click on that, you want to give this document a name, okay? Now think of it in terms of this is a Microsoft Word document that will be stored in the cloud or began in the cloud. And cloud computing is a virtual space where information is held and shared and collaborated with versus software that you would have had installed on your computer. So this is something you have access to. So for instance, if you don't have a Microsoft 2007 version or even Microsoft 2003 for that matter, you would still have access to this because it's located in the cloud and not directly on your computer. So it's a way to be able to share Microsoft Word documents with, if you're in learning teams, or to collaborate with others on the activity, or if you're working on an assignment and you don't want to save it on a thumb drive, or you don't want to save it on your computer's hard drive, or you want to back it up to somewhere else, this becomes a place that you can do that in. So you'll give the assignment or the document a name, and notice here it says DOCX, okay? So that means this will be a 2007 Microsoft product. So if you were to download it, which we'll talk about, it will come out as a DOCX file, okay? It's 2007 Microsoft Word file, all right? You can adjust who to share this with, okay? And I think this is important to note because this is what allows it to be this collaborative document. I'll show you how to do this once we get into the document as well, so I won't show you from here, but remember this because when I show you how to share later, this will take you to the same place. So at this point, we'll go ahead and click Save. Now what's going to happen is you're going to see what appears to look very similar to a Microsoft Word document or toolbar appear. Now you're going to have some limited functions. It's not going to have the full functionality as if you had installed the software onto your computer, but I do believe there's enough here for you to begin working on activities and assignments and really to produce a full paper or document within Microsoft Word. You'll see on this you have your traditional, your copy, cut and paste tools. You can control your font size and your themes or your font types, and it gives you a pretty good selection. You have your ability to bold, italicize, and underline, highlight, change font colors. You have your ability to bullet point or number, indent spaces, even change your headings. You have your grammar, okay, or your spelling check, not necessarily your grammar check, but this is just more of a spelling check, okay, to be able to check the document. If you come over here and click insert, you're able to insert a table, you're able to insert a picture, clip art function, and this is where you would create a web link. So if you had copied the web link over, you would come in here, click insert, hit web link, and then give the address. And if you want the wording to appear different, say I want it to appear Baker University, I would type Baker University here, and I'd paste the web address in here. And then you click insert, and it's going to create the hyperlink for you within your document. Okay. And if you go to view, view just really gives you the editing view versus the reading view. And editing view is always going to be where you're able to have this function. Now there are two types of editing views, and I'll get to that in a second, so to kind of bring you back here. Another important feature to look at, oh, and up here are your revert back and revert forward options once you have produced pages of documents. Now what I'd like to show you is by clicking on File, it drops down a few options I want to point out in here. One is if you have Microsoft Word on your computer, by clicking Open in Word, what will happen is it'll take this file and it'll open it in the software program on your computer. Okay, so it becomes a full functioning Microsoft Word document as long as you have that installed on your computer. Okay, by clicking Save, what you're doing is you're saving it here in the cloud. Okay, so you're saving it actually in this web browser format. So any changes that you make by you clicking Save here or clicking the floppy disk icon up here will save the changes that you make. And that becomes important because it tracks it. And it tracks changes. So every time that you make a save, it's going to track who saved it, what time they saved it. And I'll show you how to see that because that becomes important when you're sharing this with other folks. It allows you to print the document if you have it set up for your computer to print. And here's something, the other thing I want to bring out is the share option. So if we click on share, what ends up happening is that you can make this document completely accessible by everyone. Okay, when I say everyone, everyone on the internet, everyone on the web, by scrolling this little option all the way up to everyone. Okay, and you'll see here what gives you kind of sub-control. That by doing everyone public, everyone can view. That means that I can take, let me bring this up, that means I can take this URL, I can cut it, and I can paste it in, and someone will be able to click on it, and they will be able to come in and read this document. It becomes a live web page. Okay? Right? But you'll see here there's other degrees. If we bring it down to the my friends and their friends, that means that anyone that you have listed as your friend, all right, which you'll see down here and we'll get to in a second, will be able to link to it as well as then share that link with other people. Okay, so you kind of filter it through your friends. So if you send a link to me, then I send it on to my colleague. That's how it gets dispersed. It's not public to everyone. It's just to those in your list of friends. If we come down to just friends, you'll see that here you can kind of adjust. Okay, you can tell someone that they can edit if they're a friend of yours. Now the way that you invite and bring your friends in would be a different tutorial, but essentially you're adding them to your contact list within your email. So if you go to your email, you go into your contacts, you add them to your contact list, and you give them permissions through your contact list. That's how you can add folks to your friend list. Okay, you can also filter through your friends to some friends of who you do and don't want. So within your contact list, you can set up subgroups and be able to filter this way. Or one of the easier ways to do it, and again you can see here, they can either just view it or they can edit it. Edit means that they can make adjustments, they can make changes. So if you're working within a team or a group setting, that becomes very useful. Or another way to do it is to come down and email it to someone and invite them. So by entering in someone's email here, okay, you'll see now that Susan's name appears down here, and I'm going to give Susan permission to edit. Okay, and if I was to add someone else, I'd type their name in again, and you can build out a whole list this way. And then I'm going to click Save. Now here, what you're doing is sending them a message. So you're sending them an email, and in the email they're going to have a message that appears right here. So you want to give them instruction of like, hey, here's the document. As I'm sharing it with you, you have permission to edit it or control to edit. And then they will have a link within their email that they can click on that will bring them directly to the document. And I just want to let them know that this is just an example and not to worry about it. So then I hit send, and that, I mean, you can skip this, especially particularly if you're already part of a team and you know you're going to be sharing. You don't have to do this, but if it's your first time, it's worth sending this out. Then you click send, and now when we get done, it's going to bring us back into the document. Well, actually, it's going to bring us back into our SkyDrive folder, which will be good because I can point that out to you. Okay, so you'll see that the document looks a little bit different now. Okay, all right, so when you're in this view, there's two ways to look at this. Again, you could open this in Word, meaning that it becomes a separate Word document, that where it opens in the actual software on your computer. But if you want to stay in the cloud, you would click Edit in Browser. Okay, and that gets us back to this screen. This is where you can work in the cloud, meaning that anywhere you have internet connection, you can log into the website and log in and access this document, see it, and work through it. Okay, another important aspect I want to show you is once you close it. So by clicking on File, you go all the way down, hit Close this document. That's going to take you out to your SkyDrive folder. Okay, well, the SkyDrive is another tutorial, so I would encourage you to look for that video tutorial, but you'll see here that in your SkyDrive you have a few different categories that you can create. One of the categories is shared by me, and you'll see here the paper that we just had, example 3, is there, and the reason that it's under shared by me is because I have it shared with someone, okay, to where if it was just a personal file it would appear under here, and so on and so on. So see, by holding your cursor over the title, a box pops up. For me to click Edit in Browser, it would take us back to the previous screen we were just on. If I were to click Open in Word, it would open that document up as a Microsoft Word document, which again depends on the software actually within your computer. Comments, this would be, since you're sharing it, if you allow anyone to comment on it, you'll be able to see what they have to say. And More. Now under More, you'll see you could go in and do the share process again. But here's the thing I want to point out to you. Version history. So by clicking on version history, the document's going to open itself up again. But you'll see under here, on the left hand side under current version, it gives you the date and the time and the last person to make an edit. So with multiple edits and multiple people, this list would kind of grow out vertically. And you would be able to see who made what changes when. And even click on it and then revert back to that document. And if I wanted to just start working on it, I could either open it as a Word document or by clicking on Edit in Browser. Notice it takes that list away, but it brings me into the document to work on. Okay, by clicking Close the document, come back out to here. One other thing I want to point out is that again, if you hold your cursor over it and you come down here under More, you'll see the ability to rename the document if need be. You'll also see the ability to download it. If I were to click download, it would give me the option to then save the document outside of the cloud and save it to my computer. So it's another way to get the document from the cloud to your desktop. Okay, I hope this proves helpful and that it kind of illustrates how you can create a Word document within your student email account and then be able to collaborate and share with it with students or group members or team members, and then also a way to kind of be able to carry a document with you or travel with a document without having to save it to flash drives or CDs or any other means.